Hi crafters, welcome back to another tech wrap video. I'm Hannah from Crafted in the Valley, and today we're going to be testing out their Glitter Puff HTV. Now I've used their Puff HTV before, which is amazing, but this is the Glitter Puff and it is so incredibly sparkly. Just look at that glittery shine. I'm so excited to see how it looks. So for my project today, I'm going to be using the Glitter Puff HTV to brighten up this very plain looking canvas bag. And although I'm really looking forward to seeing how the glitter shines, I'm really keen to see how that works with the puff. And if you haven't used a Puff HTV before, you apply it as you would a normal HTV, but when you put the heat onto the HTV when you're pressing it, it will actually rise up and give a puffed out effect so it's not flat on your garment. So you could of course just put a large sheet of HTV onto your mat for cutting, but I've decided to actually cut some smaller pieces as I already have a design picked out and I know what sizes I need. So I'm going to get my mat out ready to go, and I am using a strong grip mat today just because it's a little bit of a heavier HTV, so I want to make sure it sticks down nice and securely onto my mat. And make sure you're always putting the shiny side down, that is your carrier sheet, and the mat side upwards, which is the actual HTV itself. So I know exactly how big my pieces of HTV need to be, so I can fit them all onto the one mat, which is really good. And of course, always remember to flatten down your HTV and your vinyl as well. If you've got a roller, it just helps to make sure your vinyl and HTV doesn't move when it's in the machine. And this is my design. So to go with the shiny, bright, glittery theme, Shine Bright is a nice quote that I'm going to put onto my canvas bag. And just here now, I'm going to move around my design onto my mat because I've already got my HTV on there ready to go. But do not forget to mirror your image when working with any type of HTV. Otherwise, you'll be in a little bit of grief once you've cut it and find that you can't use it anymore. So for my cut today, I'm using my Cricut Maker 3, and TechWrap do have some recommendations of cut settings to use with your machine, but I've had a lot of luck with the premium shimmer vinyl setting with more pressure on a lot of thicker materials. So like the Puff HTV or even their textured metallic adhesive vinyl as well. So I went with the premium shimmer vinyl setting today for my cut, and it's all now cut and ready to go. So now I can remove these from my mat. HTV, being that it has that protective carrier sheet, you can simply peel it straight off as so, or you could even weed your vinyl while still stuck to the mat. But I wanted to remove it for today, and I had a bit of excess HTV on the ends of these ones as well, which I just snipped off with some scissors and put to the side as I can use them on another project. And for today as well, I'm going to be using the most amazing new tool from TechWrap. It's a weeding tool with removable and interchangeable tips on it. It's the most handy tool you'll ever have. This time around I'm using my curved tip, which I've just switched over from the straight edge one, which is going to be perfect for grabbing that HTV. But yeah, I think everyone needs one of these tools. They're just so awesome. So I'm just going to peel back a corner of my HTV there, which is easy to do with that curved tip. But once I realized how easy the Puff HTV peeled away from the carrier sheet, I simply pulled it back with my hands. And look at that, easy. The shine and sparkle, even on the carrier sheet, is just amazing. But look at the quality of the glitter. I know it's a little bit hard to see in a video compared to real life, but trust me, it is amazing. So for this next part, I'm just going to speed up the process a little bit as I peel and weed my other two colors. But same thing, it's so easy to peel away from the carrier sheet. I'm not pulling with much force at all. It makes it so easy to work with. There's nothing worse than being stuck weeding and peeling for a long period of time when you just want to make a project. Look how sparkly that is. I can't believe how shiny it is. I really hope it's going to be nice and sparkly when I've actually pressed it to my garment as well. And the pink is absolutely divine as well. Look how easily that peels away from the carrier sheet. If you like easy to work with HTV, this is definitely going to be one that you will like. So now just finishing off the weeding of the pink word for my design here using my TechWrap tool. Amazing, love it. Thanks TechWrap. Now I've got my HTV all ready to go. I can sort of put it together a little bit to see what it's going to look like now in person with the colors. Probably could have put some more stars actually, but that's okay. I can always add them on later if I want to, but that is my design there. Now I can get my canvas bag prepped, ready for pressing. And inside the wrapper of the Puff HTV was this little recommendation sheet of cut and press recommendations, which is amazing as I don't want to overheat the puff vinyl and damage it with it being too hot. So now at least I know exactly what temperature to set my heat press at, which I'm down at now here, and I can get my canvas bag ready to go. So what I'm going to do, because it's the perfect size, is actually going to put my heat resistant mat inside the canvas bag just for a little bit of added protection, and then flatten out my surface, grab my lint roller, which is always important to lint roll any garment that you're using with HTV. You don't want any loose particles stuck under the HTV that might stop the adhesive from actually attaching to your material properly. So that's why it's always important to use a lint roller on your material, and then also do what I'm doing now, which is preheat your garment. That removes any moisture from the material or fabric that you're using as well, which is always good to do. So while that's heating up, I'm going to prep my HTV. So the carrier sheets are actually a little bit large for how I want the design to sit on the canvas bag, which is the two words actually quite close together. So I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors to snip the bottom of the shine word, and then around the top of the bright, just going along with the curve of the wording as well, because I want to try and press this design all at the one time. Now you could do it separately if you want to, but because I want the puff to sort of lift up at the same height if I possibly can, that's why I want to try and press it all in the one go. So that way you can see here now that it actually sits quite nice and flush on top of each other there, the shine and the bright. And now I can add my little stars in just on the sides, which I think look really cute. I think I will add some more stars later on when I get a chance to. I think that's going to look really nice. But I needed to snip the sides of some of the stars as well, just to make sure they fit nicely together and don't overlap too much. You can overlap the carrier sheets, but obviously you don't want the HTV to get in the way. And now it's all prepped and ready for pressing. So I'm going to press at 155 degrees Celsius for 10 seconds. But unfortunately my design was too big to fit under my Cricut heat press. I do need to get a bigger one. So I had to do it in 2 goes and hope that it didn't muck up the rise of my puff too much. But I did a quick little press just over all of it in the end, just to make sure hopefully it all rose at the same height. And now I can start peeling away that carrier sheet, which is one of the most satisfying parts of using heat transfer vinyl. And it peels away so easily. I'm not pulling back with much force either, and it is a warm peel, so you can do it straight away. And oh my goodness, look how glittery and puffy and amazing it looks. I'm so happy with it. It looks so beautiful. The puff is actually really nice as well, and it works so well with the glitter. I'm very happy. Such an amazing product. Look at the way it shines in the sunlight. So that's my little project of using a canvas bag to use the Glitter Puff HTV from Teckwrap. Definitely go and give it a try if you haven't already. It's absolutely stunning. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.